Hey, so glad to be with you today with my amazing friend Jen Perez. And Jen is the Spicy CEO. So we had a chance, if you follow again, like a little bit this space to have a conversation. And I wanted really today to get to know her better and to give you the opportunity to get to who created the spicy CEO, which I love, of course. Me being like the erotic coach, and I am so stoked to talk to her today. And I want to first let her introduce herself, and also to ask you this question, Jen. Whoa, how did you come up with this name, the Spicy CEO? What's the story behind it? Can you
Yeah,
tell
of
us?
course. Yeah. So thanks for having me. I'm so excited. I feel like we have such a fun and spicy conversation every time we talk. No, so a little bit of my background. I am in the accounting world. I've been in the accounting industry for over 10 years, and I wanted to write a book. And everybody's like, oh, be creatively different, right? Like, how many business books or finance books are there? And looking back, I'm like, I had someone tell me, well, what's a hobby of yours or a passion? I'm like, I have two kids and I'm running a household and two businesses. I don't have time for a hobby. And then I pulled the lady aside and I was like, what about sex? And she was like, oh, do it. So, long story short, because honestly, I could probably talk the whole time on this, but when I went to college, I actually went for accounting, couldn't get into the business school. I got a degree in sociology with a minor in human sexuality because I wanted to become a sexologist. So I've always had that passion and just interest my whole adulthood. And I was like, ooh, that'd be cool. So what happened is I ended up, and if you can't tell, I'm outgoing. I'm not your stereotypical accountant. So I had to find something a little unique and different. And I decided to write a book. And the book is called 69 Ways Money is Like Sex. And when I wrote this book, the subtitle is Spicy Insights for Streamlining Your Business Finances. And at that time, I was three different things. Like people are like, I'm confused what you do. You're the leverage maven. You have scalable success services. You have a spicy book. Like, so which one is it? And I was like, okay. And that's where the Spicy CEO came about. And it's the best decision I ever made. It's authentically me. I get to have fun with it. And yeah, so that's my quick story on where the Spicy CEO came about. I love it.
This is it. I'm in love with this story. I'm in love with you. I'm in love with everything you do. Like it's like, oh my goodness, like the woman of my heart. It's like very not typical. So let's talk about a little bit about the 69 ways money is like sex. So I know we like let's have this conversation because this is something I'm passionate about. There's something I've also noticed a lot of times, and I want you to tell us a little bit about some ways that money is like sex. How like what would you say to people who's like
Yeah,
what?
I mean, there's 69 of them, and there's a bunch more, obviously, but I put those two together because they're both taboo topics that people don't talk about, and they should. Now, I'm not saying that you need to go shout out to the world how much money you're making or how many orgasms you had, but you need to talk to your partner. You need to your advisors. Like you need to communicate, right? So honestly, my favorite way is number 27, and it's ladies. If you're not getting yours first, you're doing it wrong. And I go into the book talking more about like paying yourself first. But I mean, can I get an amen? Let's on the sex side of that too. So
Amen.
it's things like
Amen.
that.
Amen.
Yeah.
Right away.
So I use the fun sex analogies to do that. Another one is foreplay matters. And quick wins are fun, right? But you need to lay the foundation to really get the results that you're looking for in the long run and talk more about that as well. So those are just a couple of my favorite ones from the book, bringing in that spicy conversation and hopefully breaking some of that ice in people are more willing to talk about their sex life than money. And so I just kind of brought it out to the public and be like, hey, if you want to talk about your sex life instead, here's a book so you can actually learn about the money side if sex is more interesting to you or you're more open to having that conversation. And it's funny because I do get sometimes people coming to me after talking to me about their sex life, like whether it's I'm into this lifestyle, or I have this problem, or whatever that is. I try to help them with what I can. I do have some experience between education. I've sold pure romance products. Like I've done things like that. But if it gets a little too far, that's where I'm like, okay, Virginia's probably somebody you need to go talk to because she's more the expert in probably helping answer some of your questions and whatnot. But yeah, I love it. There's 69 more ways probably beyond what I wrote even.
I love this is amazing, and this is a funny thing because what I experience is that many people also would love to have a better sex life, but it's very difficult to talk about it. But somehow bringing those two subjects into one, it's like I don't know if it's like deactivating the alarm systems. Maybe by bringing those two together, it's helping. Like, okay, I'm talking about sex. Oh no, I'm talking about money. But like, maybe if I talk about money, like it unlocks my possibility to open up to the other part. And that's so funny. It's like like a short circuit.
Yeah.
You're short circuiting people's brains so
Oh,
that
yeah.
they can finally like open up. And I do believe too that there are so many ways, and it's funny, like I'm going to take the other side. Like I am the sex expert, I'm working in this field, I'm expertise in this field, and for sure this is something I'm comfortable about, looking at, communicating about, and so on. But when it comes to money, and especially like finances, management in my own business, like full disclosure, transparency, I don't have my shit together in this field. So it's like, yeah, that's much easier for me to go into full on, like, still going to
Yeah.
sex, exploring all this, but not what about the money and what about
Yeah.
my finances, and why is it so hard for me to talk about it? It's like more taboo than
Yeah.
the erotic aspects of life. What do you
Well,
what do you think
it's
about
funny you
it?
say that because there's people even in the health industry, right? They're like, oh, I track my calories or my macros or whatever it is that they're doing. And they do it like no problem, right?
Right.
Yet I haven't, I know we should probably be doing those things. Money, it's super easy it comes like I can do with my eyes closed and tracking my numbers. But when it comes to tracking that, it's not, so I think it's when you're the expert and when you're excited about it, it's easy. It just comes naturally to you. And then there's something else. It's like, well, it's the same concept. It's the same, you're tracking, or it's the same thought process. Why can't I be at that same level? And sometimes when one gets better, so does the other. And so,
Right.
or vice versa.
Yeah, I do believe that. I mean, for me, I am a proponent of hedonistic and pleasure, and also being in your pleasure. Like it's does so much thing to your nervous system. It does so much, like access to pleasure, and sometimes it requires some type of unlocking and healing to have full access to the potential of your pleasure. But
Yeah.
pleasure is halfway to you being more magnetic, being more opened up, and have access to more of your creativity, have access to more of your potentials, and then unlocks the possibility to attract more money into your life in so many ways, like opportunities coming up, or partnership and clients, or sometimes just money coming in.
Yeah.
In a way, it's a flow. And so once we start to look at these things it's a different perspective. I find it so fascinating that for me, this perspective, I would call it, I don't know how to call it really, but something around the area of energetics, something about energy flows, energy something. And I love that you're coming from the field of accountancy, which is it's
Mhm.
much more down to earth and precise and creative and structured.
Yep.
And so, I want to hear more about that. How you reconcile these words, or is it reconcilable? How do like? Tell me more about this. How do you work?
Um, so I'm a very detailed person. So like 1 plus 1 has to equal 2. I've had people tell me, oh, 3 is close enough. No, in my brain, it cannot be close enough. It has to be 2. Now, I have also learned that if it's 2.01, sometimes you just got to not worry about that 1 penny, right? And just move on because it's not worth that time. But when that 1 penny, you add a couple decimals beyond it, that can make some differences. So I'm a puzzle person, and so I love putting those puzzles together. And when I first started my company 10 years ago as a bookkeeper, it was me, myself, and I wearing 57 different hats. And I knew there was something missing. Like, I knew bookkeeping, I knew accounting. So I just did it because I'm like, oh, I can make some money, right? But then I tried teaching people how to read financial statements, and I felt like it was in one ear, out the other. So that's when, I think it was in 2019, is when I was first introduced to Profit First, which is a cash flow method. There's a book, I don't have it on me at the moment, but by Mike Michalowicz. And I had the question, like, okay, I'm making money in business. I have always heard pay yourself first, but what does that mean? Like, how much is it? Is there a formula, a percent, a dollar amount? And everybody told me to read the book. So when I read that book, that's when my life changed, honestly, because it taught me not only how much I should be paying myself, but how to drive profit intentionally, save for taxes because Uncle Sam wants his cut too, right? And then be more intentional with my spending. So I'm like, this is really cool. When I saw what I did for my business, this is how I can help people understand the money in their business because they're the expert in what they do. Like as an erotic coach, you're the expert there, right? Plumbers, they're expert in plumbing. Marketing agencies, they're experts in marketing. So you're the expert in what you do, and you shouldn't be wearing all the other 57 hats. And that's kind of where I like to come in and help them. And being in business for over 10 years, I tell people I'm more of like, if you were to put a business strategist and a CFO and they had a baby, that's me, because I've been able to bring that level of knowledge of a CFO with the experience of a business owner and just put them together. So I look at that big picture, but work on the day-to-day even. And so it's something that I probably like went squirrel in this conversation, but it's just something that's passionate of mine that I can talk about all day long. I love doing that. And why not make money sexy? Like it needs to have some fun with it and not be boring. Like I always say, revenue is sexy. It really is, but your profit should turn you on.
I love that. Your
Yeah.
profit should turn you on. That's me. That's like, okay, you're talking to me. Like now I'm, I mean,
Well, a lot of people focus on the revenue and they're like, yes, I make good money. Great. But they don't see, they're like, oh, wait, I see I have profit, but it's not in my bank account. What's going on?
right.
And so sometimes when we focus on that bottom line, knowing what we want in that bottom line, then we can have goals and stuff for revenue. But we need to factor in things like paying yourself first, profit, taxes, things like that. So.
Right. Oh, totally. Because when you say that, I'm like, yeah, you're joking to me, girl. Yeah. Because I'm focused. Yeah, I'm not focused. I would not even say that. I would just say that I'm looking at the revenues for sure. And I'm like, oh, but in the end of the day, I like, what's left. Yeah, because I have all these other expenses that are just going through the things. And I'm not realizing like the strategy is so important to have. And for sure, I needed somebody like you in my life to make it more sexy. Because otherwise I'm like bored or like, I don't know.
Right.
Avoidant. I was telling you this just before we started. I think I have an avoidant relationship with finances in general. Not even money, I would say, per se, but more regarding the strategy, the thinking about the finances, the having a table to put on like, I know some of my mentors, if they listen, they will recognize themselves for sure. Telling me, Virginie, make a list of all the expenses you have in your months and like track the numbers. And I'm like, yay, no. I probably tried a little bit, but not really knowing enough to understand what's in it for me. I mean, very, very honestly, turn my attention to serving my clients, looking at how I can make my services better, how I can create more leads, or I would turn my attention to everywhere but that.
Yep.
Like
And I hate that this is the case, but most women-led business owners, they're purpose-driven. They want to do more for their clients, for their employees, they want their business to flourish, right? Oh, I'll take care of me. But I always ask you, if I told you to put your family last or your health last, would you do it? No.
no.
So why would you put yourself last? Why would you pay yourself last? So when you're in business, part of that, the profit is to pay you. And so you need to take care of yourself. That's why I love number 27 on my book, because that's honestly the foundation. And what I love teaching people in women business owners is pay yourself first, because then you're going to be more excited. You're going to be more clear on things. The business should support your lifestyle, not the other way around. Then you're going to start attracting the type of client you want to work with. You're going to attract the types of employees you want to hire, versus you're struggling, you're stressing, all of that. You might not be attracting the right kind of person. So, and that could include a date. I mean,
Right.
right? So,
No,
yeah.
totally. Oh my God. So much, so much. I'm just seeing that so much now. And then, like you see, this for me, pleasure first is easy, is something I think, like I need to prioritize my pleasure in my life so that I am nurtured, I'm fulfilled, I'm feeling refreshed, and, like I'm coming in with all my energy. And that's what I'm helping my clients do as well. But like, I didn't think about it in this way, for
Yeah.
me, it's kind of a forgotten. Yeah, it's like you said, it's down in the list. So tell me about, how do you work with people? Like, what's your way? You do programs one-on-one. What's your way
Yeah.
of working? Like, how can we work with you if we are interested to go deeper and learn more?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one thing is I created this quiz I'm super excited about, because whether you are ready to work for me or not, some people are not yet. I get it. I get to see, I used to do this. Thank you, Sarah Halterman, for this analogy. I always give her a shout out for this, but it's like seeing a gynecologist for the first time, right? You go in, you don't know what to expect. What are they going to think? Are they going to judge me? Oh no, she's going to see behind closed doors, right? It's the same thing with the money.
Right.
And so I have to build that trust factor, right? And so I do have a quiz where if you're someone who you're making good money and you're like, where did it go? This is for you. And it'll be about a 4 or 5 minute quiz. It's not those quick 5 minutes and, oh, here you go. Like, you're going to get actual results at the end to tell you, okay, based on your answers, this is where I think you might be leaking some profit in your business. And I do have both group and one-on-one. So if you're like, screw the quiz, I want to work with Jen, we can do that too. And you can book an intro call. But honestly, I think the quiz will help give you some instant answers that you might be looking for as well. And you can find that at thespicyceo.com/quiz. And then that way you kind of have an idea of where you're at, and we can have that conversation kind of focus on where you want to go. Because yes, I have group and I have one-on-one. Most of my clients come to the one-on-one because it's that taboo topic that they don't want everybody knowing about. They don't want people knowing if they're struggling. They don't want people knowing they're making good money. They don't want people knowing what the numbers actually are. And
Yes.
so when they can have that conversation with someone who's had the experience, who has the connections, who has ways of saving them money, making them more money, etc., it feels good. And I will tell you, I'm a consultant. I tell you what to do based on what your goals are. I don't just be like, oh, you know what, that's a good idea, let's go try that. No, like I've paid tens of thousands of dollars before for coaches that just gave me different perspectives. And I'm like, I'm not a marketing person. Like, I'm not an expert in marketing. I need you as the marketing coach to tell me what to do, not just give me some perspectives, right? And I had that too many times in my life. So I wanted to make sure people knew that they're going to get answers. I don't beat around the bush. If I don't know, I will tell you, and I will probably go find out for you. So if you don't like my bold and bluntness, probably not a good fit, to be honest. But, and we don't have to talk about sex. You can go to Virginia for that. Um, but it's just, I like to have fun. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I think this it is amazing to have that, because I do believe the same. Like, this is not my area of I don't want to become an expert in
right.
finances. Not it's not gonna. But I need an expert to help me figure things out for me, so I don't have to waste money and time,
Yeah,
and then be in the same situation forever, but have a way out.
yeah,
And I do believe in it. So let me summarize. There's a way to work with you one on one. So you
yep.
have like a way for people to do that. But you also said something about a program, or am I mistaken?
Yeah, so the best way right now is, so I do have a free community called the League of Spicy CEOs. And that's a free community, but
Ooh.
there is a paid upper higher level version of it in a group setting. So you're not going to be telling me your numbers then, you're not going to have the one-on-one, but you're still getting some of the coaching that's involved with one-on-one, so some of that same content. And being in that community of other like-minded women that probably are going through the same thing you are or have done that. And that's honestly a lot of the stories I tell in my book even are mistakes I've made so that you don't have to do that. That's why I created that community, because a lot of people in business, they feel alone. They don't have a partner. They don't have a boss telling them what to do. And sometimes they need someone to tell them what to do, because they don't know it all. And that's why I created this community, so that there's a way for building those relationships in that community, and knowing you're not on a desert island. Like, we're all here together. If we're on a deserted island, we're having a party all together and then having a blast with it. So,
This is so important. I feel for me, being a solopreneur myself, and like, it's such a great opportunity to have, at least, like, especially if you are like me, avoidant, kind of, when it comes
yep,
to this field. So to have a place where you can hang out and you can start to have your mind to it, I think it's great. I call it antechamber, like a boudoir, like a place, like
mm-hmm,
you're the salon in the French.
yeah,
Yeah, this little boudoir. This little boudoir means this little room before you enter the bedroom. That's
yep,
this the hangout place. That's introduction to the bedroom. So anyway, I'm getting there, but it's like very, very good to not be alone in this, and to start to put your mind to it, and like, okay, and then you can go into more intimate
yeah,
connection
yeah,
with
yeah.
you, to in the sense of going deeper into your own finances, and really looking at the numbers, and really looking, like, taking action to change things, so you can start to have more profit, like you said, more
Yeah.
profit, not only
And that way,
revenue,
the
profit.
more profit, the more pleasure.
Yes. That is talking to my heart again. Yeah, I love it. I love this. Oh, this is amazing. Are there anything else that you would like to add to this conversation?
um, I would say don't be afraid of the numbers. I actually just put this in the community the other day, I think, or I scheduled it, I can't remember. But I did a quick video. Have a 5-minute money date. Like, every week, just put 5 minutes in your calendar. Don't even do anything about it. Just look at your numbers. Like, that's a good starting point, because there's
Right.
so many people that are like, oh, I don't even want to look at it, or I think I know it, so it's close enough. But it's not to fix things, it's not to stress you out. It's just, so you need to know your numbers if you want to grow a business. If you're just in this for fun and having it as a hobby, great, that this probably isn't for you. But if you are wanting to grow and scale your company and have a business that supports the lifestyle that you desire, you need to make sure that you know your numbers. Talk
Right.
to successful people that are making where you want to be. They know their numbers like the back of their hand. They can tell you right now how much is in their income account. They can tell you right now how much they spend every month, how many sales they got last week. They know all those numbers off the top of their head. And so I'm not saying you need to be that expert yet, but if you can just start looking at it, just 5 minutes and be like, oh, okay. You might be surprised. It might be more than you thought. Or, and you look at 3 things. Look at how much came in, what went out, and then look at the profitability. How did you pay yourself consistently? So even if you're not a W-2 employee of your own business yet, because that makes it easy, right? If you're on payroll, you pay yourself every week, 2 weeks, whatever that is. But especially if you're not and you pay yourself an owner's draw, well, you still need to be consistent and pay yourself as if you had a paycheck. That's going to help you fund your lifestyle more so that you're not stressed out there. You know how much money's coming in, and you could just focus on growing the business and giving back and doing more and impacting more because you love what you do. And when the money's there and you know what's going on, it's so much easier and less stressful to focus on your passion and growing the business.
Gosh, this is so, for me, amazing, really, because I realized when you say that, I was like, did I pay myself? I think I didn't pay myself. I just paid my bills, but I don't know if I paid myself. Did I pay myself? So I'm like, okay, there's so much more to do. And I can really see myself doing this thing of checking my accounts, and then you have some statistics. So I'm just getting this over, and it's not even precise because I have 2 accounts, so I should be looking at those 2 and then like bring them together. But so I don't have a full view. So it's definitely the first thing I would do. Yeah, that's amazing advice. It's amazing advice. And
take baby steps. Don't jump. I mean, even if you're like with Profit First, when I read that book, I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to put 10% to profit. Do not do that, because if you are not already doing that, where's that 10% coming from? I did do that. I made that mistake. And all of a sudden I was like, wait, I got to pay some bills here. So, you want to take baby steps. You want to do things that you're comfortable with and building that habit. And I think more recently I found out that you've heard like it takes 21 days to create a habit, right? But that's if you're doing them every single day, like brushing your teeth every single day, right?
Yeah.
Trying to get my boy, I got a 3 and 7-year-old boys, and trying to get them into that like, okay, guys, come on now. Every morning, every night, like clockwork, every day, make a habit out of it, right? But because like that 5-minute money day is only every week, you're not doing it every day. So really it's going to take probably 66 days to build that habit.
Right.
So it's just things like that. The more you do the baby steps, the easier it's going to be to take those bigger chunks down the road and being more strategic and managing your cash flow more aggressively, because you know what you're doing and you've got your shit together, and you're on top of the world and you're just going to kill it.
I love it. You really make it more sexy. That's definitely the case. And
I try.
Wow, Jen, you're doing amazing work in this world, and I wish for more women and more people to hear from you and get this message. So thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's always a blast talking. I mean, on and off camera, always a blast having a conversation with you.
Amazing, my dear. So have an amazing day, everybody. And don't forget to go to, tell us again, thespiciceo.com/quiz. Is correct?
Yep.
Yeah. thespiciceo.com/quiz to get the quiz and start your journey. Ooh, so exciting. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.